the candidates focus a little bit more on the issue that I think is staring everybody in the face right now, which is the recession itself. The lack of jobs. Can I get an amen to that?
Frank has said repeatedly, that's the one thing, well, that's one of the things he did well. Jobs, jobs, jobs. He coined the phrase.
Exactly. When you go around the city right now, I mean, you know, I think that property taxes is a legitimate issue. No question about that. But I don't hear people around the city crying about that issue. And right now, in the middle of a recession where we have a drop in revenue, and not only that, first of all, you don't have enough money coming in, so discussing ways of cutting revenue seems a bit odd this time of year.
The Grand Prix. Nobody jumped on the Grand Prix. $10 million investment downtown. What's the return uptown? How about just paving Greenmount Avenue all the way up the top, or Pennsylvania Avenue in the Ricerstown Road? Can you just pave uptown a bit? You got a nice old track there. Most of us can't even afford to go down. When the last time you been to an Orioles game? I was a junior Oriole.
I heard that. Well, you know, you're right there. I want to commend you on the show you're doing, Donnie, too. But really, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, people are hurting out here. They're really hurting. We need jobs. You know, I tell you what I like to hear. I like to hear a candidate say, I don't know if they're going to do this or not, but years ago in Washington, D.C., former Mayor Marion Barry had a program called the Summer Jobs Program for young people. Some of us remember this. There are a lot of adults right now in D.C. who will tell you that they got their first job from Marion Barry. You know, all the knocks about Marion Barry.
They all say that. And even if he couldn't get a job, they got paid to go to school.
There you go. So maybe something like that is in order to put these young people to work. And I think if we did that, that would even have an impact upon the crime situation we have right now. We got to get people back to work.
Okay. Police. If you were a candidate running for mayor, would you not be either in, I don't know, I think they ought to be down there demanding for Commissioner Bielfeld to go home. You got to blame somebody. I mean, this is war. War is all about definition. Let the master step in. This is his station. Come on, LY, what you think? How did they do?
I'm not going to give that. I'm going to take the answer he gave you.
Okay.
Mainly because when I got to the point I couldn't get all my questions answered, I knew that I had to pause and find out how to do it. So then I decided on the spot to take 6 days before the primary election. There are 6 candidates. I'm going to give each of them 1 hour to come here, just me and that candidate, and I can finish those type of questions without the other ones being around. So at that point, I'm not going to let anybody know who I'm going to vote for until the 13th.
Okay, the issues. Who, you know, what did you hear?
Can I mention something? I'm glad to be here with my senator. So by the way, Senator Young was a tremendous advocate for our community when he was in office. And, you know, I know we come from a similar philosophy. Now, here's a question I want to ask, and I'm going to put this on the table for you, Senator Young and Donnie and all those who are listening, and the candidates. It's something I find kind of interesting. Baltimore is a city that is majority African American, but somebody showed me a link to the cabinet. And does the cabinet of Baltimore City reflect the demographics of the city? And is there an issue there? I wondered, does anyone talk about that? You know, I mean, and I'm being honest, and I'm not trying to be negative, but I think that we need to get more people of color in positions of leadership on the cabinet, department heads and so forth. You know, years ago, I was kind of hard on Kurt Smoke. You remember those years? I gave Mayor Smoke a hard way to go. But I'm going to tell you something. Compared to today, I wonder whether we're going forward or backward.
I personally would like to see a stronger emphasis of more African Americans in department head positions. What I've accepted is this President Mayor inherited the Dixon administration. Now that she has the opportunity, if she is elected, to put her own people in place, will she? And that's the question we need to, those who have the concern that you have, that I have, that's what needs to be put to her. And I can assure you I'll put that to her the morning we have her in here before the election.
Well, I know you and I are in agreement on that, even before we start talking about it. But it's something that, and I'll say one other thing too, and this will get me in a little trouble. I would like to see the clergy get more involved in posing.
The IMA, Reverend Gwynn, missing in action.
I'm not even going to get into
a one-man endorsement.
I'm not even going to get into that.
They have no credibility, buddy.
I could get into that, but I'm not going to. But you know what? It's not too late let's have an agenda for our community, and it doesn't have to be a long agenda. It can be relatively short. As I mentioned, Senator, you probably heard me a little while ago, I hear people talking about jobs. I wish we had a candidate that would say, look, let's do a summer job program like Marion Barry did in Washington, D.C. The problem with drugs and crimes is you've got a tremendous unemployment rate. I'm concerned about the property taxes. I think it's a legitimate issue, but we're in the middle of a recession with limited revenue. And I'll be honest with you, let's just keep it real. Right now, with the crash in the housing market, assessments are down. I know several people that have houses, property in Baltimore City, and they're paying less. Not because the rate has gone down, it is too high, but the values have gone down. So that's not.
Do blue light cameras help the value? Do blue light? I just got a dozen blue light cameras in my neighborhood. Now a house only worth $5. Now what's it worth?
How many people are going to buy a house?
There ain't nobody buying a house
well,
right
you
now.
You got these big glaring lights in the middle of the neighborhood. I'm not going to buy a house.
My doctor told me I got blue light syndrome and I can't go to sleep at night.
Before we jump on local government, I had a chance last night to be on the Lou Dobbs show, as I will be twice a month now. But the question was, our president, he's going all on that bus tour to certain Midwest cities and states. Here's my question. Barack Obama has got to come back to our community.
Amen.
And he's got to come back fast, because going out there talking to those fine folks, I can understand the politics of it, but the serious politics is the constituency for which he owes the most is ours. And for he steps anywhere trying to apologize or to try to give explanations, Mr. President, I'm going to be there for you, but at the same time, sir, you got to be there for this community. We have an unemployment figure that is too high, and the same national emphasis you put on a bus tour for those Midwest states, you need to go into the cities of Baltimore and Chicago and Detroit and Wilmington and Cleveland and say to us, I have not forgotten you. And that's what I suggest he should be doing. He's got to do it fast.
Amen.
Has this president done that? Does he need to address the fact that 44% of America's prisons, 44% of America's prisons are comprised of black men? 42% of young black men are dropping out of high school.
I agree with Senator Young 1,000%, and I think that there's a problem, and I'm going to be very honest with you. Those of us who are progressive, white, black, and what have you, I see a progressive gentleman right here. I like that shirt he's got already against the next war. I'm concerned that, and I'll be honest with you, that within the African-American community, and I say that within the progressive side of the Democrat Party, we've been too quiet. And I say to people all the time, you can support Barack Obama. I voted for Barack Obama. You can support him and still challenge him to do the right thing. And the time is running out. And let me say this too. I think that we're going to help him help himself, because his strategy of caving in to the Tea Party and these people on the right who are not going to support him anyway, I think is a tremendous mistake. He's lost political capital. And as the senator just mentioned, his base is not excited right now.
We're streaming live on WOLBbaltimore.com, and we certainly hope that the Oval Office is listening.
Hey, Don, can I interject for 1 second? I'm sorry.
I thought you were here to promote music. Now you're jumping all into political.
Very much out of me, but he's very right when he talks about Barack Obama taking this bus trip to the Midwest, because quite frankly, he's trying to court voters who aren't going to vote.
And what's your name?
Delano Dutch.
Okay, hold